Thank you sincerely, Element Skateboards, for stepping up and sponsoring my podcast. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Me being a skater my entire life, this means a lot to me. I still skate to this day. You guys have a lot of great collaborations coming out. And to talk about one of them, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Derek from Sepultura!
For fall 2020, Element releases its second collaborative collection with American hardcore punk pioneers Bad Brains. This season's range is anchored by the work of the legendary photographer B.J. Pappas.
BJ, give us a quick history on the Bad Brains photos that are coming out on the Element skateboard.
I did a tour in 1989 with Bad Brains, Sick of It All, and Leeway. We were just all friends, and I wanted to photograph it, and everyone basically told me that it was a waste of time and a waste of money, that it was a stupid idea to do it, but I just did it anyway.
The collection tops off with artwork from bassist and co-founder Daryl Jennifer. After being banned from DC, the group migrated to New York City. Many classic shows were sweated out at CBGB's, the home of underground punk located on the Lower East Side. The Element Bad Brains collection includes graphic t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, and pants, as well as a selection of skateboards and accessories. Check it out and get what you need at the Element website. That's elementbrand.com.
All right, welcome to the One Life, One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Today I have a very, very, very special guest. This intro is pretty long. Rapper, singer, DJ, producer, songwriter, TV personality, actor, activist, entrepreneur, 26 Grammy nominations, 7 wins. Is that correct?
Something like that. Sorry, I don't want to be all like...
Yo, welcome to the podcast, Will.I.Am.
Oh, thanks. What up? What up, Tobes?
Thanks for having me here. I appreciate it. This is the most information I've ever read about a human on the internet before, and it's you. Like, so many things that you've accomplished in your life. But first and foremost, thanks for being here.
Honor.
And you were born here, correct?
Born and raised East LA, yep.
Boyle Heights.
Boyle Heights.
And how was that? How was that growing up here?
You know, it was beautiful, because I didn't know what to compare it to.
True.
But being raised around all Mexicans was a beautiful thing. And I kind of, like when I watched the movie, Jungle Book. Was it Jungle Book? Who's Mowgli? Is that Jungle Book?
I think so, maybe, yeah.
Mowgli that was raised around all wolves, and he thought he was a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt growing up. I thought, like, I grew up Latin. I grew up, like, my neighbors were Mexican. I understand Spanish and speak it enough to survive.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful for 20 years of my life. But then I went to an all-white school, Brentwood Science Magnet, Paul Revere Junior High School, Pacific Palisades. So my friends growing up were like diverse, super diverse as it gets.
Yeah.
So you hang out with the cholos, you go to an all-black church, and then one of your closest friends in high school was, Seth Shifty from Crazy Town.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was the guy that brought me to Hollywood.
Wow, man.
So Seth used to pick me up, take me to Hollywood clubs when we were 16, 17. Got a record deal at 17 years old.
Yeah, I saw it with Eazy E, right?
Yeah. So Seth is
wow, so you went to school with him?
Yeah, and DJ AM, rest in peace.
Yes.
But yeah, that was my squad.
That's crazy, no pun intended. So how were you in school? Were you good in school?
I was good in school, super hyperactive.
Me too.
Before ADD was giving out freaking Hollywood candy.
Yeah.
We couldn't afford it, so thank God I wasn't on Ritalin.
Ritalin, yeah. That was the shit back then. I think, my mom was trying to get me on that at one point, I think. Always spazzing in class, couldn't pay attention.
Yeah, super spaz, yeah. I'm a super spaz too.
But did you get good grades and shit though, and focus? And
I got C's and D's, but every teacher, I had a great relationship with my teachers.
Yeah.
So relationships and networking goes a long way.
Totally.
You can have A's and you have a bunch of A's and don't have any networking relationship skills.
It's true.
And you could end up working for somebody that had D's and F's that has relationship networking skills.
Totally. So did you get exposed to music in school? Because your band you were signed when you were in school.
Yeah, so my intro to music was just freestyling.
Okay.
I just was a freestyle rapper. and then learn how to make beats because no one had the patience to work at my speed.
Okay.
So I was forced to learn how to produce.
And DJ too, right? You DJing?
No, to be fair, like I have friends that DJ'd their whole life.
Okay.
I'm not a DJ, but that computer with the auto sync, shit, I'm the best.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so awesome because of the auto sync, man. Nobody can fuck with me, bro.
And back then it was actually DJing before like computer stuff for sure. But
Yeah, so DJs, I'm not a DJ. I
Yeah.
respect DJs too much. It's just that you can't believe everything you read on the internet, and I like to always like correct the your what is that called? Your resume. So
Yeah.
I'm not a DJ. I just DJ because the computer allows me to.
yeah.
So, am I a musician? No. Quincy Jones, those cats, Miles Davis, Herbie Hancock, those are musicians. I'm a computerist. I play the shit out of that computer,
Gotcha.
and the computer is my instrument. But I'm not a musician from that perspective.
And the first band was called, how would you pronounce it? At Band?
Yes, dude. Okay. So I'm a son of Q-Tip. So
Respect.
every time I
Tribe
see
Called Quest.
Q-Tip, I'm like, yo, thank you so much, bro. I don't think you understand what you did for me. Just you existing and making music is the reason why I have the life that I live now.
It's awesome.
So Q-Tip was a super inspiration to me. And his group is A Tribe Called Quest.
Best.
So my first group was A Tribe Beyond a Nation. So,
Awesome.
So I was inspired by A Tribe Called Quest and Wu-Tang Clan. So the name of the group is At Band Clan.
That's right.
Which is a tribe beyond a nation clan, which is we're a tribe and a clan and a nation.
All put together.
We were like a whole bunch of shit, bro.
The native tongue style. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the name of your group? A tribe clan with a nation. That shit was all fucked
Paying
up.
homage to everybody though at one
But
time.
we were like 16. We didn't know shit.
You guys in 8th grade or something, right?
Oh no, we were 10th graders going
Okay.
to 11th grade,
Okay.
and came to school with like a $10,000 check, just bragging like, "Yo, I'm signed. I got a deal."
Ruthless
And-
Records. That's crazy, man.
And NWA was like, fuck the police. I have a song with Eazy E called "Merry Motherfucking Christmas" and
Yep.
another one called "Niggas and Jews."
Wow.
And yeah, so when you're doing that at in the 12th grade, it kind of affects you. It affects you. So I was a little arrogant in the 12th grade. My mom was like, "Boy, you need to study." I was like, "Mom, they ain't teaching me what I need to know for my career. What's your career is to graduate." That's the only career you should be worried about. I was like, "Mom, I already got a career. Look, I got a record deal." She's like, "And nobody even told you could sign a deal. You were 17 years old. I didn't sign no contract. I wasn't the guardian. I didn't show up to the courthouse." And Jerry Heller, he was like, "Yeah, little buddy, we're really excited to have you here on Ruthless." I was like, he's like, "You have an attorney?" I was like, "No, I don't." He was like, "Okay, I'll get you one." So, so Jerry Heller got me an attorney, Robert Lieberman, who was his homie. And, but we didn't make any money, so we never came out.
Yeah.
So my memories of Jerry were not like bad ones,
Yeah.
because he never fucked us to begin with. Like, you get fucked when you make money and then you don't get, your dues. You don't get
Yeah.
what you owed.
Totally.
So we never had that experience. So for me, it was just a learning one. And
He passed away before he came out.
no. Eazy E passed away
Yeah, that's
before.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
But when I found out, like, I asked Eazy, so he would take me out for my birthday every March the 18th. We would go to this restaurant in Calabasas called Monty's.
Okay. Before Monty's Burger, yeah.
Yeah, so we would go there, and on March the 18th, March the 18th, 1995, Eazy was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Because he passed away March 25th.
Wow.
So he was like, "Hey, Will, when I get out of here, we're going to go to Monty's again, but everybody's really excited about your video, Puddles of H2O. And I was like, "Yeah, but Eazy, when we going to come out?" He was like, "The reason why you're not out is because you're not my group. You're Jerry's group." And but when I get out, I want to, I'm gonna get the company back.
Yeah.
And but he never came out.
Yeah,
But we were Jerry's group.
It's heavy.
Hence the reason why we were signed before Bone.
Yeah.
And Bone came out before us, even though we were signed before them.
You guys were on the 50-51-50 compilation, right? That's Merry Motherfucking Christmas came out on?
Yeah.
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 And your name was Will.I.Am?
Yeah. I was super inspired by like Malcolm X and shit.
Sick.
But I used to like, there was a guy there was a tagger by the name of Express.
Okay.
From CBS Crew. I don't know if you know about CBS Crew.
Yeah, for sure.
And so in junior high school, Express was dope. So I started tagging Expo.
Okay.
And so he was like, you're copying my X. I'm like, copying your X. So I switched my X up and I started spelling like Expo with just the X, not EX.
Gotcha.
So I just went XPO, Expo 1. And then I really liked KRS-One.
Best.
And I liked, what I learned from Brand Nubian on Malcolm X and Sadat X.
Yep.
So I was like, I'm changing my rap name to Will.I.Am.
It's awesome.
First it was Minister Will.I.Am because I liked Minister Pete Nice from freaking Third Base.
Yeah, Third Base. Yeah,
so man. I was like, Minister Will.I.Am. I was like, that's the ultimate rap name. And so I just moved it to Will.I.Am. And then one day I was like walking down the street and somebody was like, yo, Expo. I was like, shh. And my mom was like, are you the one writing all over these buses in the walls around here? I was like, no, Ma. I heard him call you Expo. I was like, Ma, that ain't me. She's like, don't you be lying to me, boy. I was like, Ma, that's not me. So why is your name Will.I.Am?
Wow.
So I was like, Ma, that's just my rap name. And so I didn't like, and think about it, like I was like 17. My
crazy,
mom,
yeah.
She was like 37.
Wow.
She's younger than me right now.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like the fact that my name was different than what she called me. So I was like, one day I asked my mom, I was like, hey, Ma, do you think it'd be cool if I changed my rap name to Will.I.Am? Ooh, I like that. That's clever.
Did you have any brothers and sisters? Your brothers and sisters?
Yeah, my mom had 4 of her own and then adopted 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a big family, man.
Yeah.
And then how soon after, so that album Grassroots never came out?
Never came out.
And do you have that somewhere that could be released one day or no? You have owned it or anything?
Okay,
or no?
so there's this, Pat Tenori? Pat Tenori started a clothing line called Ruka.
Oh, yeah, Ruka, yeah.
So Seth introduced me to Pat when we were 17.
Okay.
And we used to go to this guy's named Tommy Zung in Venice to help him design because he had a clothing brand called Zung, which is like a skate surf clothing line.
Yeah.
And so Pat Tenori had a concert at his skate shop in Huntington Beach, Laguna Beach, in like 1993.
Okay.
And he's like, "Yo, I want your group to perform, but give me a demo." I was like, "A demo? I don't know fucking demo." So I asked my homeboy if he could let me use his equipment so I could make a demo.
Gross stuff.
But he didn't allow me to make a recording.
Okay.
So I snuck a recording and I gave it to Pat Tenori for us to play this his show.
Okay.
Now that was 1993, bro.
Damn.
That was summer of 92. Because then the next year we were in high school. So that was summer of 92.
Yeah.
Now fast forward to summer of 2019.
Okay.
I'm eating at Crossroads.
Shout out to Tall. What up, Tall?
Eating at Crossroads. And I get a phone call from another friend that I went to high school with named Pasquale.
Okay.
Pasquale started this big festival called Electric Daisy Carnival.
Heard of that? So
he calls me up. He was like, "Yo, Will, check this out." Plays me. I'm like, "Yo, where the fuck did you get that from?"
Holy
he was
shit.
like, "Oh, a friend of mine was going through his mom's closet in Orange County and found this demo."
Wow.
I'm like, "Wait, ask your friend if he knows Pat Tenori." He was like, "Yeah, that's Pat Tenori's cousin."
Holy shit.
So a demo that I was not supposed to record from 1992 shows up
That's crazy,
in Pasquale's living room, summer of 2019.
Wow.
So that's like pre-At Band Grassroots album.
Yeah.
Like all the songs that it took to get that album.
Yeah.
Now he was like, well, I don't want to hold, the only person I think should have this is you. So here you go.
That's awesome. So you actually have it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
We thought we were really good. That's all that matters. That's all you need. You gotta believe that shit is dope. And then years later, you'll be like, yo, this shit sucks.
Yeah.
We thought that shit was the hottest shit, bro.
So did you guys stay? So after that, you were with fuck man, the Black Eyed Pods. That started soon after that.
No, we were never the Black Eyed Pods. We were
It's not
Black
true.
Eyed Peas, and then we would throw our own parties at Dragonfly on Sunset.
Oh shit! Okay.
And those are called Pea Pods.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, so back in 1996 and 7,
Yep.
we would just play all around LA and be like, "Yo, come to the Pea Pod."
Gotcha.
We're doing Black Eyed Pea. We're doing a Pea Pod at Dragonfly. We're doing a Pea Pod at Fade Odo on Adams and La Brea. We're doing a Pea Pod at Martini Lounge.
Oh yeah, Martini Lounge. I'm in that spot. Yeah.
But now it's apartments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just play all over LA and shit.
So did you graduate? So did you already graduate from high school when the Black Eyed Peas started? Or was that something you started in school?
No, so we were in At Band Clan when we graduated.
Okay. Wow.
We started Black Eyed Peas in 95.
Wow.
The summer that Eazy passed away. Summer 1995. Eazy passed away in March. We started Black Eyed Peas in summer 95.
And did you want to do music? That was your focus as soon as you got out of high school? Was that your goal or?
Yeah, so I didn't graduate high school.
Okay.
So the guy that I started the group with, he was adopted and then brought to America. And he didn't know English when he came in 1989. And so we became best friends, and he kind of like saved my life, because had he not come to America, I would have just been stuck in the hood. I never
Yeah.
would have met Seth.
Yeah.
No, I would have met Seth, but I probably never would have wanted to go to Hollywood clubs.
Yeah.
And because of that, I probably just would have stayed with my East LA friends at Palisades. I never would have like had the
Expanded one out.
desire.
Yeah.
So he mastered English because he had ESL at Marshall. He went to school with Leonardo DiCaprio. So him and Leo were in photo class together.
Wow.
And so I went to see him graduate. So I ditched because I knew I wasn't going to graduate on stage,
Yeah.
because I just wasn't showing up to school, because I would ditch school and go hang out with Stephen Gordy, Barry Gordy's son,
Wow.
who started the group LMFAO.
Mm-hmm.
But I signed those guys to my label. So when I was in high school, I was like, yo, Stephen, give this to your dad. I was always trying to get a deal.
It's awesome, man. Hustling, man.
So Stephen's like, Will, my dad's not going to take me serious. I was like, why don't you tell your dad to get you some music equipment for Christmas or something? So Stephen got music equipment. Then I would ditch and go to his house and record. So our first album was done in his bedroom,
Wow.
as well as Brian Austin Green's and the guy from Blood Abraham. So that's what got us our deal.
Okay.
But I didn't graduate high school because I ditched school to go see Apple graduate.
Gotcha.
So Apple's like, yo, what are you doing here? I was like, I came to see you graduate, dude. He was like, what about your graduation? I was like, bro, we're going to graduate when we get a deal. I was like, no, I said, why do we need to graduate? We already got a deal. I was just so like focused
Yeah, man.
at like 18 years old. Like, this is what it is, bro. We're already on our path.
Was your mom super supportive of that at a young age?
She was concerned. She was concerned that I didn't. She had to have been concerned when
Yeah.
I'm 18 years old and, you know, finding out your son's ditching.
Yeah.
I came home one year. I remember it was was March the 18th, the day that I was supposed to go to dinner with Eazy E on my birthday.
Wow, man.
March 18th, I came home like in a panic. She's like, boy, what's wrong with you? Mom, I was smoking weed. And she was like, what in the... I'm like, I'm smoking weed, Mom. And my heart doesn't stop beating. She's like, your heart's supposed to be... No, Mom, but it can't slow down. I just wanted to slow down. I wanted to stop. And so... and so she was like, call your grandma. So my grandma came and like ran bath, put like oil, like I got the olive oil and like blessed me. I'm like, oh, I was like being possessed.
Holy
like
shit.
my grandma's praying over me. Like, oh shit, that even caused me to panic even more.
Yeah, totally.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, I just wanted to stop. And that's the reason why I don't smoke weed today, bro.
Wow. Scared you straight from the... Yeah,
Shit,
yeah.
I ain't smoked weed since 1993, March 18th, bro.
Holy shit.
2 p.m. I remember the fucking time, man. It was like 2, bro. It was 2 o'clock.
Wow. Holy shit. So you never did it after that? Cause
Fuck
of that.
no.
Wow,
The
man.
panic is like, I'd never want to have that panic. Fuck that.
Fuck. All right. So you get is your first deal Interscope for Black Eyed Peas?
Yeah, we got so many offers. Happy Walters from Immortal.
Mm-hmm. Remember that name?
Paul Peter Kupke from London. Alan from V2.
V2. Remember that? Virgin. Yeah.
Russ at Warner's. Paulie Anthony, rest in peace, from Epic.
Yeah. Remember it too.
And they all offered us like, because we had like a buzz going around LA.
Yeah,
Because
so
our whole
that's
vision was like, yo, let's rock all the colleges. If we could play Dominguez Hills, UCLA, USC, Northridge, Cal State LA, let's play freaking like Santa Monica College. If we could get all these colleges and we own the colleges, like, yo, we're going to be on the map. That's when we started doing P-Pods and all the college girls used to come.
Smart, man. Smart.
Gabrielle Union, her real name is Nikki. She was like one of our first fans that would come and bring like people to our show.
Yeah.
And so Happy Walters offered us like 25 grand. We were like, yo, 25 G's, bro. What the fuck? And so then 25 turned into like Peter Kupke at London offered us like 60. We're like, yo, 60 fucking G's.
That's crazy.
Then 60 turned into like 100. Like, yo.
That's almost $1 million back then. Yeah, that's crazy.
So then 100 turned into 200.
Bidding wars and shit.
Al, his name is Al. The last name will come. So Al from V2 offered us 250.
Damn.
Then Warner's offered us 300. Then Sony offered us 500. I'm sorry, 400. Then Jimmy offered us 450. Then London offered us 600. So I'm like, yo, you offered us 30. How do you go from 30 to 600?
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's like, because we really want the Black Eyed Peas. So Paulie Anthony at Epic offered us $1,200,000.
Holy shit.
So Jimmy's like, look, let me tell you something, Will. What you're doing now, this is dangerous. Because you got this bidding war going. And now it's going to force the record company to see you as a money-making band. And the moment you guys don't sell records with that type of advancement, you're never going to develop. So if you sign to Interscope for $450,000, and that's still a shit ton of money, a group like yours should not be getting $450,000 for their first advance. But because that's what you guys created, I'll sign you guys for $450,000, and I promise you, no matter how many records you sell, you could always make records or Interscope.
Wow.
It's up to you. So I'm like, fuck. So the guys were like, yo, $1,200,000.
That's crazy.
We'll be millionaires. I was like, yo, guys, we're not going to be millionaires.
Yeah.
But let's take that let's go with Jimmy. They're like, are you sure?
Longevity.
I was like, yo, he said we could always make fucking records. We were going to sign with Happy Walters for fucking $20,000. We thought that shit was a lot of money. We already splitting up fucking gas money. How much? Who's getting fucking taco nights at Jack in the Box?
Yeah.
Fucking jumbo jack deals. Like, we already knew what we were going to do with 20 G's, bro. We were going to go to fucking thrift stores in San Pedro and go shopping because that's where all the old people were at. And you get some awesome fucking clothes in San Pedro. because a lot of old people are there, bro. You get fly shit. So we went with Interscope.
Okay.
For $450, and he was absolutely right. He kept his promise. First record kind of sold. Second record kind of sold. Third record, that's when he was like, "Well, I need you to turn in the score." I'm like, "The score? Your first record sold more than Fuji's, and I think you could do that. Somebody needs to push you." I'm like, "The score, Jimmy? Compete.
Yeah.
Figure it out." So I was like,
It's a great record to score, yeah.
I'm like, fuck, all right. Their song was Killing Me Softly. That's what made them the Fugees. Let me go see what I could flip. And then, like, Sorry Miss Jackson blew up. And then, like, There Is a Light That Shine. I'm like, yo, these songs are on the radio. Like, groups that are like us.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, The Roots and then Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul. Like, which path do you take?
Yeah.
Do you take the Outkast, Sorry Miss Jackson path? Do you take the freaking Midnight Marauders path? The Low End Theory path? Do I want to be Dinko D? Do I want to be, Vinny? Do I want to be, do I want to be the Bushwhackers?
Too.
Or do I want to be LL Cool J?
Yeah.
For, like, what do you want to be? Because a lot of times, like, writing raps for rappers, that's a fucking rap.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sustain a career only on bars alone.
Sure.
Like, and I really sometimes think, like, there was like there's this mentality of like success is frowned upon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a trap for people of color. Because, like, as if MC Hammer did a crime for being huge as fuck. As if Kid and Play were criminals for having a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, if you really care about, and I love Public Enemy. Like, do you Kid and Play it? Do you Public Enemy it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna Kid and Play this shit, and then I'm gonna make all this money, and I'm gonna go back to my neighborhood. Instead of talking about my neighborhood, I'm gonna go back to my neighborhood.
It's awesome.
Like, because you could talk about it.
Yeah.
You could talk about, like, yo, we need to do this, but you're just waiting for somebody to do something and change something.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could put yourself in a position of power and change it yourself.
Totally.
And you only do that with success. So that's why I feel like this whole setup of, like, people of color should not be in positions of power through their art is a fucking mind fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking, like, 3-dimensional chess move.
Yeah.
Where they psychologically put it in you that you're not supposed to do art and have success. You can have successful art.
Yes.
You can have, like, integrity and business. You could have, like, artistic progression and profitability.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the ones that people frowned upon are the ones that were not in charge and they were just puppets. And that's where I think people get confused what whack is and what, like, the way is. Like, there's a way to be successful and be the architect, and then the ones that people frown upon and X out are the puppets that didn't do anything. They just were like,
yeah.
Somebody was
to do.
pulling the strings.
Yeah, totally.
So with Jimmy was like, whatever you want to do, you do it.
Like,
so,
yeah.
And that's what I really take pride of, that part of the university that I was a part of.
Mm-hmm.
That Jimmy school.
Yeah.
Dre, Trent Rezner, myself, Gwen. Like, he signed architects.
Yeah.
Yeah, every once in a while he would sign a person that they need writers and producers.
Mm-hmm.
But most of Jimmy's signings were the ones that were self-sufficient through and through.
Yeah.
From brand Bible building to hook writing, beat making, video concepts, stage performance, the whole thing. He signed entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Like artists that were entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
New word.
Bigger than music and want to do more than music. I think, didn't Trent help build like Apple Music too? Was he part of that?
Yeah, there was 3 of us.
Yeah.
It was outside of Jimmy Dre's relationship. Trent Rezner,
Yes.
myself, and this guy by the name of Larry Jackson. He was an artist, but he was an executive that Jimmy brought into the fold.
Okay.
And then the guy that came from Nike, Omar. But Trent Rezner, I think Trent Rezner, it was his idea for Moog. It was like a platform that existed that Beats acquired.
Okay.
That turned into Beats Music, that then turned into Apple Music.
Yeah.
And Trent was there from the beginning to the beginning of Apple Music. I mean, Trent was there from the beginning of Beats Music.
Beats Music, yeah.
I was there from the beginning of Beats Hardware with Dre.
Yeah, that's amazing. So Joints and Jam was the first single that kind of hit on the first record?
Yeah, so there was this meeting that we had with this dude by the name of Big John from EMI. You know this dude?
No.
So Big John's like this, awesome character, persona in the music industry, urban music. And we had a meeting with him when we were trying to get a deal.
Yeah.
And I played him all of our demos. He was like, I can't say your stuff is whack. You know how to rap. Your beats are all right. They're real moody and vibey. I could see your influences with Tribe. He just will, but your songs aren't tangible. I was like, tangible? All right. So what does that mean? He was like, give me something tangible and we could talk later. I'm like, cool. I know what the fuck tangible meant, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck is tangible, bro? Is that a subliminal diss? And back then, you couldn't just go on the internet and check and be like, yo, what is the definition of tangible? Had to go home, get the dictionary, and look that shit up. I'm like, tangible, something with a handle? Something you could hold. So I was like, oh, this motherfucker wants hooks? And that's when, from that moment on, I changed how I wrote.
Okay.
It was that moment where I was like, I need to write hooks. And so Joints and Jams was the first song that I wrote that was my, like, here's something fucking tangible.
Yeah.
How about this fucking hook? So, and from that, I just wanted to write the best hooks instead of, because I could rap, I could freestyle, I could battle rap, but I wanted a career.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had to force myself how to learn choruses, how to learn to write choruses.
What was your inspiration for that besides what he said, like with this artist you were listening to, other than what we mentioned earlier, for like the hooks and the chorus? Because it was more like maybe on a pop tip too, though, huh?
No, that's the joint, that's the jam. Turn that shit up, play it again.
Yeah.
That chorus is like my interpretation of like, hey, how you doing?
Sorry, I can't get through.
Why don't you leave your name and your number, and I'll get back to you. Like, to me, De La Soul wrote that their architecture was like, and these are rap songs. Like, 5 days of work, one whole day to play.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody, lay your roller skates away. Saturday.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, yo,
That's
still
true.
to this day, that chorus is like, yo, what a fucking awesome chorus that is.
So catchy.
So, and that was the only record they had like that. That was like, De La Soul is dead. It, to me, is my favorite. That's the blueprint to me.
Okay.
And my songwriting.
Gotcha. It makes sense now too when you said that. I'm tking about it. It totally makes sense. I get the connection.
Yeah, and then even Jungle Brothers.
Great.
What's another?
The
There's
record
one Jungle Brothers song that they have that's like.
I'm trying to think of the record. The record was great too. Jungle Brothers. What is
There's
it?
just one.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Remember Jungle Brothers?
You make me sweat, ow. You make me work, ow. You make my body wanna go do the jerk.
Yeah.
That whole thing is like very sing-songy. Go
Yeah.
off my back. Gotta know how to act. Jungle Brothers are too wild. This shit, you got my style. Like that whole flow and their sense of rhythm and pockets.
Yeah.
And it's not like super lyrical. It's not like hard.
No.
Like somebody was like, "Yo, Black Eyed Peas. What is the blueprint that you followed?" I'm like, "Oh, Jungle Brothers, Done by the Forces of Nature,
That's the album.
and De La Soul's De La Soul is Dead. What about Tribe Called Quest? Did you follow their blueprint? Not really. If there's a song, it would be like You On Point Tip all the time, Five. Just that back and forth. That's it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I just love a Tribe Called Quest.
Love them.
But as far as their songwriting, De La Soul's songwriting on De La Soul's Dead.
Yeah.
Diggable Planets, the best fucking album ever made.
Yes.
Like
It's a great album.
The first album was like every song, the skits weren't too long.
Yeah.
All the things were in key. Even when I listen to it now, I'm like, yo, that's a masterpiece. If I listen to like other hip hop records, like even Farside's, she keeps on passing me by.
Great.
Like, wow, that's a fucking great hip hop song.
Great song.
Can't
Running
keep
too.
running away.
Dude.
Like, wow, that's a good hip
The
hop
Run
song.
DMC sample, so good, man.
Like, it's an awesome songwriting. And I don't think they realize just how international those songs are if they work them that way.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and
That's a
it
good
breaks
point.
my heart that, like, man, they never did arenas by themselves.
Tribe, Digga, all them groups.
Like,
Amazing,
yo, they
man.
never got to stadiums?
So
Like,
true.
oh, fuck. Like, what? All my blueprinting, their blueprints that helped build me, like, yo, we play stadiums.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, shit, my heroes never got there?
It's the same thing you say about punk rock bands, too, that we love that never did that, but they had so much inspiration. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to see the Bad Brains and the arena, and they're like the big inspiration. Ramones, all that, you know? It's true.
But to that point, like, being thrown on the Warped Tour
I was about to talk about that.
in
98.
1998,
Yeah, man. I was on that shit. Yeah.
being thrown into that was like, it's like if they had to do like a biopic story of the Black Eyed Peas, they couldn't do it reality. They would have to throw us to some different planet, and that throwing us to a different planet and having to fit in with the locals is really what it felt like doing the Warped Tour.
Yeah, you guys held your own, though.
Yo, they were throwing piss bottles at us.
I know.
Especially when you go to the South,
The South is, yes.
and it's punk, and some of them are skinheads, and then here comes like some weird like to the left of center black kids. You're getting fucking piss bottles thrown at you.
But people had your back, and all the bands had your back on there.
Yo, dude, Slipknot was the awesomest. Suicidal Tendencies, like then.
So cool.
Fast forward, Black Eyed Peas had to open up for Metallica.
Holy shit.
And the bass player from Metallica was in freaking Suicidal Tendencies.
Infectious Grooves, all that, yeah.
So he was like, he had to tell the cats from freaking Metallica, like, yo, Black Eyed Peas, they could hold their own. They
Sick.
toured with us and on the Warped Tour when it was in Suicidal Tendencies. So
So cool, man.
that kind of like bridge, like, yo, we open up for fucking Metallica? What the fuck?
Yeah.
But we already endured like piss bottles, skinhead audiences, and survived it. And it was
Yeah.
beautiful. And I think everybody needs to be able to experience that. If you're only playing in front of people that are like a part of your tribe,
Preaching to the converted,
you're
yeah.
never learning.
Facts.
You got to be able to go out to like the opposite. And yeah, like, and you got to like, playing in front of like some audiences where skinheads were there, they're teenagers. And some of them grow up and they grow out of that phase, and some of them stay in it. Just like some people grow
Totally.
up gangsters and some people like grow out of it. But you cannot deny culture exchange.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that shit was fucking beautiful, bro. Going to freaking like middle America, skinheads there, and touring and having that barbecue after every, like, what? That was like some beautiful,
Every
like
night, yeah.
amazing memories.
It was such a family, such a community.
Yeah,
I think
that
Travis
shit was
played
dope.
drums with you guys. I think too on that.
Yeah, that's when we met Travis and got real thick with Travis.
Yeah, Deftones was on there. Rancid.
Yeah.
Bad Religion.
That shit was dope.
That's a sick lineup,
And who else was on it? Ice-T was on it that year with us too.
He was. That's right.
Yeah.
Ice-T was on there.
That shit was dope.
That was a really good diverse package, man.
That was like one of my best memories of touring.
That's awesome.
We had a fucked up tour bus. Like our shit had no air conditioning,
Damn.
but it was the second tour bus we were ever in. So
Wow.
it was like, yo, we got a tour bus. That shit was dope. Staying at red roofs and freaking like hojos. That shit was dope, bro.
That
Like,
was cool. Yeah, it's like playing a different crowd and winning them over too. That's such a great feeling. That's why I like the Warped Tour. Such diverse bands. I saw Eminem get booed a bunch on that. Even in Detroit, I was on that tour. That was crazy, man.
yeah. So Eminem had a hard. For some reason, like, he had a harder time than us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because we were a band.
Exactly.
And we could like read the audience. Like,
Exactly.
And like, I learned how to conduct the band on that tour.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, I could, yo, bring it down. I pick it up. Oh shit, the fucking crowd's reacting, bro. Like,
It's so cool.
you learn. I'm like, wow, things you learn. I learned so much on that tour, watching other folks, seeing Blink 182. Like, oh, what the fuck? Look at how they fucking go. Like, Blink 182. What was like their second album?
On 98, it might have been, yeah. I don't know if that was the big one. Was it the big one, Enemy of the State? I'm not sure which one it was.
But they got to arena level.
Totally.
They got to that level. Like, that shit was dope. MTV was like equivalent to Instagram, TikTok,
Yeah.
like Facebook. Like, MTV was the religion, bro. That was like,
Yeah. No social media back then. None of that shit.
that shit was like TRL was like, you make it on TRL. We're seeing
Carson
Blink 182 get there. It was like, yo, they made it there.
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing Eminem get there after like he had a tough time on the tour,
Yep.
told us like, okay, Blink 182 got there. They loved him. Eminem got there. They hated him. Oh shit, we gonna get there. Because that means there's no law. There's no rules.
No rules.
It's just ethics and like work ethics and just having that tenacity.
Well, there's a thing about bands on the Warped Tour. It's like, it's not an ongoing, just a fact that like after that tour, they get bigger. Like you guys, Eminem blew up after that. Limp Bizkit blew up. Sum 41. There's tons of bands who were playing like a different, like a flatbed truck on that tour. And then next up, Kid Rock was on there getting booed. He fucking huge. Like it happens, man. From that,
Yeah.
it's Katy Perry was on the Warped Tour back in the day. Yeah, man, she was on there.
Yeah.
So many bands came through there. So after that, Bridging the Gap came out.
Yeah,
Correct.
Bridging the Gap came out. Remember I said we were like we started off in colleges?
Yeah.
Well, that fan base got all our music for free because of Napster.
That's right. Napster came out.
So we were like,
Built it all
yo,
up so they could take it for free. Leave it
yo,
alone, Scout.
some brilliant idea when all of our freaking fans now got our album for free.
Mm-hmm. Napster,
So-
that's right. That changed everything, man.
And it was around that time where I met Sean Fanning. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to... Everyone started, like, suing the Bay. And I want to understand the Bay. So meeting Sean and being friendly with him and understanding, like... And that's why today, if somebody was like, yo, I got your song on the internet. I have this love-hate relationship with piracy, but I love it.
Okay.
Because if somebody decides not to listen to your shit, that's worse than stealing your shit.
100%.
They have an opportunity to download your shit for free and they choose not to. That's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like, damn, really? You want to take it for free? Yeah. You can't even give it away. Yeah, it's like a diss. It's like, oh, shit, when you listen to it that way. Yeah, it's a good point.
So, because we realized that like we sold less albums, but we went from doing one House of Blues to doing 3 House of Blues,
Sick.
and then quickly moved from 3 House of Blues to 2 Greeks,
Wow.
and then moved from 2 Greeks to like we stayed at 2 Greeks for a minute, like from 2004 to 2008.
Damn.
We were, I'm sorry. From 2004 to 2007, we were 2 Greek units.
Okay.
And then from 2008, we went to Staples, being able to do 2 Staples. And then from there, we can do a Dodger Stadium or a Rose Bowl.
Wow.
And in France, we got to 3 Rose Bowls, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow, man. Which album was that on?
The End.
Okay, The End. Yeah.
But it took us from but Bridging the Gap taught us that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fear of getting dropped in 2002 after 9/11.
Yeah.
So 9/11, we went on tour on September 12th, the day after 9/11. And then and we were like telling our manager, like, yo, who in the fuck puts their band on tour after the planes went through buildings, bro? Like, there's orange alerts, there's new shit. Orange alerts, red alerts. Like, how are we going to go on tour?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, if you guys don't go on tour, you guys, we're going to get sued because there's states that are not having concerts, like Portland and Seattle.
Yeah.
So we went on tour. And the day after the tour, we wrote Where's Love?
Wow.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Because that's what the world felt. That's what America felt like.
Yeah.
It was like one of those songs, like we were in the studio all day, and then the our keyboardist was like, yo, you want to do one more? I'm like, fuck it, let's go. Like, what you got? Let's try to do this one in 30 minutes because I want to go to the club. He was like,
for that song? Wow.
He was like, how about, so he put the chords in, and it's basic, the magical chords.
Yeah.
So that's why it was 30 minutes. Like, how about these chords?
Yeah.
And then like he had to come up with something. There was no invention in the chords. That's like your standard big song chord.
Yeah.
So then I got on the mic and just mumbled the post hook, because the first hook was just the post. Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love. That was the hook at first. That's all it did was that. And then I had what's wrong with the world, mama? Touch some. And that I just mumbled, the rest of the song. And that was like the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's wrong with the world, mama? Some. Where is the love? The love. I was like, all right, we got it. Let's go to the club. So came back the next day. I was like, yo, there's something here. So then the next day we put yeah,
the intro, yeah. So good, man.
And the thing that inspired that was because we bad boys for life.
Wow.
So that to me, that song was hot then. I was like, oh shit.
That was a big song.
Going nowhere. We ain't. So I was like, totally different vibe. That's not even as hardcore as that one.
Yeah.
I just wanted to have something that had
just inspired by it.
So I went in the studio. I was like, yo, you know that one Puffy song? That because to me that's like, oh, that sounds like something that's gonna rock the crowd.
Totally.
Like if you're a guitarist or your band and you just finish your song and the crowd's like, how's everybody feeling out there? All right, we got something for you. Y'all want some more? And you look to your guitarist and you give him that nod and he's like, dan. Everybody's like, oh shit, crowd go crazy. And you be like, no, stop, wait, y'all ain't ready for that shit? Hit him again, it's like, dan, chicka. And then you give him this signal, and then that means dan, chicka, and they just fucking pedal on that ticka. Where the fuck you at? Bam, 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 where the fuck you at? They fucking go ballistics. So the ingredients of what works when you're in the audience.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, yo, that shit works in the audience, and we know what to do with things like that. So let's go. Just so if we ever wanted to play if we ever have a show and we need to extend it,
Totally.
and the manager's like, you got 20 more minutes. This is the last song. Extend it. You need fucking material to fucking stretch your show.
Totally, man.
So writing those songs, when you're in the studio writing the songs, you know you're writing them for all the different occasions of playing.
Yeah.
So boom, boom, bam, 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 gives you beats.
Yeah.
So even on Let's Get It Started, it's like so I was really influenced by we ain't going
Still.
nowhere.
Yeah.
We ain't. So the beginning of Let's Get It Started is and the bass keeps doom 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 and the bass keeps running. Everybody going on that Warped Tour, seeing how the fucking crowd goes.
That's awesome, man.
Then when we started writing the album for Elefunk, after we learned from like Bridging the Gaps and the collapse because of Napster, it's like, yo, we gotta make fucking songs that we could tour.
Mm-hmm.
And we gotta write the songs that can translate to a band, because what we learned from Warped Tour was like songs that when you play them with the band, they still sound like the recording.
Yeah.
Because what doesn't translate is like you have a band and then they come and they play the version of the song that everybody, and it don't even fucking sound the same.
It's the worst.
It's like
the worst.
You have this dope ass fucking record, then if they think that you need to get a band, and then it's like, yo, what the fuck song's that, bro? That don't even sound the same, dude.
It's so true.
Might as well just fucking have a DJ.
Yeah.
But if you could fucking like have a band and you have the fucking freedom of like breaking it down and extending it and making it fucking song come to life, and every day is a different song, you have to write the song. You have to fucking pick like the instruments when you're recording the song. Like, yo, we have a problem, guys. What? I got a feeling doesn't sound good with the band.
Shit.
So what are we gonna do? We made this because we're inspired by fucking DJs. I know what we do. Why don't we bring a DJ so when we come into this section of the show, the band goes take a rest and we DJ the rest of the for this particular album.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that, and then we started adding the band but making sure the kick is, club kick and not like, Tama kick. It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah. So, did that song come out before Elefunk?
Where?
Where's the Love? Was the single drop before you dropped the album?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, did you have more than one single for that before the album dropped, or was this the first one?
That was the first
shit
one.
blew up, man.
Because we were afraid that we were going to get dropped. And there was this guy, DJ Dusk, rest in peace, from like the Breakestra and like Root Down.
Okay.
There was this club in LA, like this. At that point in time in 2002, like Black Eyed Peas, we were like an underground LA group.
Yeah.
And then I met this girl and she was like, yo, you need to go to these Hollywood clubs like Las Palmas and freaking like Joseph's and AD. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't want to fuck around with no bougie clubs. I like going to the jazz spots in like Silver Lake and shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you can network over here at these Hollywood clubs. So Elefunk is totally different than Monkey Business only because the clubs we were going to.
Okay.
And so I met up with Pharrell, and he was like, yo, what's up? Play me that new Black Eyed Peas shit. So I played him Let's Get It Started and Where's the Love. And I was working on Stacy's at the time. Her name was Stacy. She wasn't Fergie then.
Yeah.
I was working on her demo, and I wanted to sign Stacy to Star Trek.
Okay.
And so I was like, yo, Pharrell, there's this girl I'm working on. I would love to, sign her to Star Trek. So I played him the stuff. And in walks Jimmy Iovine. He's like, well, where's the new Black Eyed Peas album? I'm like, you haven't heard it? And the reason why Jimmy hadn't heard it is because we switched A&R departments.
Okay.
Because we started getting rumors that Steve Stout wanted to drop the Black Eyed Peas. So I asked Jimmy if they could switch us to Ron Fair. He was like, well, Ron doesn't know hip-hop. What do you want to go over there with Ron for? I was like, because he did that Itchy Gitchy Ya 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 song. That's pretty dope with like Lil Kim and those folks, I know, Will, but that's a pop song. You guys are like Tribe Called Quest. You guys are like, I signed you guys. Why you want to go over there with Ron? What's wrong with Steve Stout? He's ahead of black music. I was like, yeah, I'd rather go with Ron, who doesn't know hip hop, than be with someone who understands hip hop only from their perspective and stifles what hip hop should and could be.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, if you want to go with Ron, great. So he let us switch A&R departments. So then Ron says, you only could work with me if I'll only work with you if you sever your relationship with Jimmy as far as like you make a song, give it to Jimmy. Obviously that hasn't worked. So let me vet what songs go to Jimmy. I was like, cool, you got it. All right. That sounds cool. So he was never giving the songs to Jimmy. We Turn in Words of Love. That's not a hit. Turn in Let's Get It Started. That's not a hit. We got trapped in that whole like, they didn't think they were hits.
Wow.
Because Jimmy in the marketing meeting said Black Eyed Peas needs to try to do the score. So now everyone
obsessed on that. Yeah.
got like freaking like afraid and were super judgmental and critical on the songs we were writing.
Okay.
So it took a Pharrell to tell Jimmy, yo, this Black Eyed Peas new shit, you need to check this out. So then Jimmy came and was like, Will, how come I haven't heard this stuff? I'm like, Ron wasn't playing it for you? You know what, Will? You want to sign the girl to Pharrell. Yeah. Why? Because she's amazing. Why don't you put her in the group and sign her to your label? I was like, I don't have a label. Now you do.
Wow.
And so he gave me my label. We signed Stacy to my label. And then put Fergie and Stacy in the group so we could develop her career. Then Fergie joins the Black Eyed Peas.
Wow. So
That was
that's
Jimmy.
all went down.
That's Jimmy. Yeah, that's how it went down.
So, and then you produced her record, right, in 2006?
Yeah.
And that record was...
We did it on
Duchess.
tour. Yeah. We did it on tour. And then we did a big Pepsi campaign. And Black Eyed Peas, like... So we launched iPods and iTunes with Hey Mama.
Yep.
And then that took Black Eyed Peas to a totally different level. And then we did the NBA campaign with Let's Get It Started. That took Black Eyed Peas to a totally different level. And then we did Monkey Business, and that's when I was like super stressed. Like, oh shit, now I gotta make hits.
Mm-hmm.
Because we accomplished the score thing.
Yeah.
And the score, they only was one. They didn't follow it up.
No.
I was like, damn, man, there's no blueprint on a follow-up.
You make your own, yeah.
So I'm like, wait a second. This whole time I've been, Tribe Called Quest is our blueprint. The score was our blueprint. And after the score, there is no blueprint.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, okay. So we write, so Jimmy plays me this song, Don't Ya. So before we put Fergie in the group, I wanted Nicole to be in our group.
Yep.
And Nicole was like dating Nick Hexum from 311.
Shit, okay. Who was on the Warped Tour too, yeah.
Yeah, so Nick didn't want Nicole to be in our group. So he blocked it. So then Black Eyed Peas blows up. So then Nicole's like, well, I should have listened to you. Should have been in the group. There's this audition. Can you help me get in this audition? So I got her to join the Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah.
And so then Jimmy plays me this song. He's like, well, you got to listen to this song. So he plays it to me. I'm like, it was like, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot? I'm like, yo,
like
Jimmy,
me.
that's a fucking smash.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you should want to be on this album, Will. Make a song for Nicole, for the dolls. So I write my humps. So I write my humps for the girls. So I was like, oh, hell no. I need a fucking hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept my humps for the P's. I'm like, Fergie, you need to sing this shit. She was like, I don't rap. I don't know. I'm like, Ferg, fucking sing this song. This is our hit. So then I was like, I needed to make sure we had the goods.
Yeah.
So I did like Don't Funk With My Heart, Don't Lie, and all these other songs. Then we have a comeback. So because we had that comeback, then Pepsi's like, yo, we want you to be, our Pepsi Artist of the Year. We want to give you the same campaign we gave to Britney and Christina Aguilera.
Sick, man.
And Michael Jackson. I'm like, yeah, but those are just one. Like, there's 4 of us. So if the money you gave Britney, we got to split that shit. So I was like, how much money you give them? They told us. I was like, well, we're 4 people, so that ain't that much money for us. Because at the time I've always managed the P's. I always was in the meetings, and so, and the lady's name is Ellen Hilly. Still talk to Ellen today.
Okay.
And so they were like, well, I was like, I got an idea. This is 2006, 7, before YouTube.
For YouTube.
What if we make an unfinished song, put it on the internet, and let our fans complete it, and in the areas where the winner is, they open up for us in that city.
Wow.
So Pepsi's like, we love that.
It's fucking awesome.
But in order to afford this, do you mind working with all of PepsiCo globally? I was like, what's PepsiCo? Well, PepsiCo is what's owned Pepsi. And PepsiCo is Doritos, Lay's, Lay's, Walkers, and Gatorade. And if you want to work with PepsiCo, we can afford to pay the P's. This will be the biggest thing we've ever done. This will be bigger than Michael Jackson's deal. I was like, hell yeah, let's do that shit. So we did this huge like global Pepsi campaign outside of America. So we did like a Dorito. We had like Doritos flavors. Like we had each P had its like Doritos flavor and shit.
Fucking sick.
We were like on Pepsi products, Gatorade products. The shit was huge.
Damn.
And that's when we started playing like stadiums in Central and South America. And that's when we went to Czech Republic and Slovakia and Poland and Hungary, Lithuania, Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan and freaking Azerbaijan. Like we went everywhere, bro.
Damn.
Mongolia and Taiwan and fucking Thailand and Indonesia and Taiwan. Like we went everywhere on that Pepsi tour. And that's what I think burnt Fergie out. That 2007 tour.
Okay.
So in 2008, she took a 2008 break.
Yeah.
And so that's when I was like campaigning for Obama, did the Yes We Can song.
Yeah, that's amazing too. Have it in here.
Then I did the X-Men thing, was the X-Men. Then I went to Australia and fell in love with electronic music. And I came back like, yo, I'm going to start the DJ.
Here we go back to the DJ.
Like, yo, I'm a DJ, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yo, getting some.
What you say? He pointed at your neck. Getting
some.
This?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here, man. Oh,
Get
my
some.
God. Yo, get out of here. Yo, get out of here, man. Oh, my God.
So,
and Madagascar, too.
yeah, so the 2008 was my, like, freaking, like, experimental year. Where, like, just wanted to freaking, like, figure out the next path.
Date night, Joan of Arcadia.
Yeah, so, like, 2008 was similar to 2002. Where 2002 was like, yo, there's this new world. Let's network in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And so we went from, like, leaving our birthplace of, like, vibey, jazzy, you know, that type of style, and understood networking and understood, like, you know, brand Bible building.
Yeah.
And that took Black Eyed Peas to a different level. Then we started experimenting with electronic dance music, took Black Eyed Peas to a different level. Then at that point in time, when we got to stadiums, Fergie was really like, I need a real break.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be 2 years because 2008 was 1 year. I was like, oh, we'll get back in 2-3 years. So that didn't happen. So then I did Willpower, my solo record.
Yep.
And then I hated touring by myself. And because I didn't want to be a solo act. Me, App, and Taboo, that's family. So, and then Taboo got cancer. And then I fell in love with tech. And then next thing you know, 8 years has passed.
Wow.
I'm like, yo, how the fuck did 8 years pass? So then one day we were like, yo, do you understand that the time that we've been away is longer than the time that we started from Eazy in 1992, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got a record deal. 6 years from when we started.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
6, 7, 8, right? 1990. And then we got a record deal. And then we put our first record out 7 years from when we started. We've been gone 8 fucking years.
Wow, it's a long time. It's a long time.
That's longer than the whole fucking journey to begin with.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's crazy.
then we started like figuring out, like, did we come back as a trio? And then we got dropped.
What year
we
was
got
that?
dropped last year, bro.
Oh shit!
Like our biggest fear of like, yo, we're dropped. So we got dropped in 2019 because the record company was like, Black Eyed Peas will never be a quartet, and as a trio, they're never gonna sell.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Your Willpower had like insane singles though. Britney Spears, Justin Bieber, Chris Brown, Miley, Wiz, French Montana. It's so many.
Yeah,
singles,
but they
man.
knew that I don't never want to do a solo project. And they knew Black Eyed Peas is my heart and my soul.
Yeah.
And so they'd rather drop the Black Eyed Peas than having to pay Black Eyed Peas to renew our contract.
Gotcha.
So they dropped us. And that was like a blow to the psyche, to the ego. Not that you need a label in 2020.
No.
2019 at the time. It's just the idea. Like we made
Yeah.
them so much money, the number one downloaded song on iTunes of all time, and they drop us. And so I'm like, you know what? So what do we do? What do we do best? We're pioneers. We're like journeymen.
Yeah.
And we hunters. So we try to go out and find new things to be and open-minded to be inspired.
Totally.
So we started doing this Latin shit,
Yeah.
collaborating with the Latin folks. Paulie Anthony, rest in peace. We were supposed to sign an Epic for $1.2 million, right?
Yep.
So one day this time last year, I'm with Jimmy. He's like, so how's everything? I'm like, Jimmy, you know you got dropped, right? He's like, Will. He's like, Will, what? Why do you care? Why do you care? I'm not there. I kept my promise. You can make records at Interscope even when you're not selling records, but I'm not there anymore. Mm-hmm. So why do you care? Everyone's successful with beats. Do you need the money? No. So why do you care? Do you need a record company to put your music out nowadays? No. So why do you care? I'm like, you know, Jimmy, you're right.
Yeah.
I know I'm right. I'm like, okay. I was like, but he's like, are you making any new music? So I played him like, yeah, I'm doing this Latin shit. He was like, of course you are. Oh, 2 weeks later, I'm like, yo, Jimmy, Sony wants to offer us a deal. We just got an offer from Epic to sign an Epic because they like our Latin shit. So Jimmy then says, you know what would be really crazy? If you let me negotiate. Come to me. I'd really like to help you negotiate your deal.
Wow.
Now, wouldn't it be amazing if I could help them? And here's what you should do. Get a better back end. And your advance would be the same advance that Paulie Anthony offered you guys back in 1997.
Holy shit. That's fucking
He's like,
crazy, man.
you can ask him for how much money you want. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Get a better back end and start off where you were going to start off anyway 20 years ago.
That's crazy, man.
So our deal, full circle, was 1.2 with a fucking amazing back end.
Holy
and
shit.
Jimmy helped us negotiate it.
That's
The
amazing,
fuck,
man.
bro?
That's amazing.
And we just got our first platinum plaque on Epic yesterday as a fucking trio, bro.
Wow.
Playing our songs top 40. 45-year-olds on fucking top 40, bro.
That's amazing, man. Is that the RITMO one?
Yeah, bro. Like we got this song is fucking
It's the Latin charts. and shit,
Ritmo has more views than I Got a Feeling, Where's the Love, and all of our shit.
too. Holy shit. And
20
Mamacita too?
Mamacita, them two motherfuckers was number 1 and number 2. More views than any. Now that views is the new metrics of success, this is
That's crazy.
the most
man.
success that we've had in our whole careers
That's
as a trio.
fucking crazy. Translation album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I saw you talking about that and I looked it up too. That's so awesome. Especially you're doing your own thing now. It's like
Yeah.
you're
It's
flowing
like,
with it like it
but
didn't affect you.
it's a new world. It's like
Yeah.
Like Latin was a new world for us, like electronic in genres that aren't our genres. Like we're not an EDM group.
Mm-hmm.
We're not a Latin artist. I just was born and raised in an all Mexican neighborhood.
Yeah.
But we're not a Latin group. And we're not a pop group either. But we killed it in pop too.
Kill them both, yeah,
Like,
and hip hop.
We are an underground jazz group. We're an underground hip hop jazz group.
Yeah.
That's what we are. Modeled after De La Soul and Trap Called Quest. That's what we are to our core.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we really love Heavy D with diddly 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 D and freaking like we got our own thing.
Love
like
that, man.
fucking poppy hip hop
Chub
songs.
rock. Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like, but that's what we are.
Yeah.
We're not a pop group. We just fucking competed in pop. We're not an EDM group. We just competed in EDM. We're not a Latin group. We just compete in fucking Latin. Like, we're like one of those boxers that's like shifts weight every fucking fight. Like, wait, now you're a fucking lightweight? Yeah, motherfucker, I'm on a cleanse, nigga. Like, I weigh 120 pounds. Oh, now you a heavyweight? Yeah, motherfucker, I've been binge eating like a motherfucker. I'm about to fight Tyson. We just keep changing our weight class.
I want to talk about the Masters of the Sun because I think I even hit you up about like the Yes or No, Ring the Alarm, Back to Hip Hop. I love those songs, man.
Yeah,
They're
me
such
too.
throwback, like East Coast vibes to me, man.
Yeah, that's why we got dropped.
That was on the Tribe shit. This is some
Yeah,
Daylight
Interscope
Tribe
was
shit.
like-
So classic, man.
Yeah,
I
they
loved it.
probably were like, I told you these guys are not going to be successful.
That's the shit you turned in?
That's the record. That's the last record we put on
Oh
Interscope.
my god. Dude, I love those songs, man.
To me, that's that's my favorite album. Is Masters of the Sun.
I love it, man. There's so much energy and love. You can feel like the hip hop vibe in there, and like you got a lot of East Coast vibe. It seems you have a lot of East Coast influence.
Yeah, De La Tribe. And that's what I mean by like competitors. Like, I'm a competitor, bro. But my core is making that type of music.
Yeah.
That's the music I make in my sleep. That's the kind of music that I love to write. And then the competitive hat is like the Where's the Loves, the Let's Get It Started, the My Humps, the Boom Boom Pals, and I Got a Feelings, the Ritmos. That's just me being a competitor. Like, what are they doing over there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck with them motherfuckers. Boom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but in my basement, in my room, like, what do I make? I make that.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
It's amazing you do both though, and both of it's great. Like I love. I'm sorry I get dropped because of that, but I love that record. I mean, I love the songs. It was like such a throwback vibe, you know?
Yeah, and then like that's why I always like to tell like up and coming producers and songwriters is like compete with everybody, bro. Try to compete. It's just treat it as
It's like a
competition.
Michael Jordan vibe. Like this whole convo. We've been watching that doc. It was incredible. Like
Yeah.
just like you're not gonna. You see the young guys coming in. Oh, you think you got it? Then I'm gonna get it. You know what I mean? Like, I love that.
Yeah, and just like, you know, one thing that I never really figured out, and there's some genres that I don't want to compete in. I
Yeah.
just like to listen to it as a fan and always will be a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, punk, I just want to be a fan of that.
Yeah.
The Sex Pistols, I just want to be a fan of The Clash. I just want to be
Sick.
a fan and just listen to it and not try to figure out where are their influences.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you figure out somebody's influences, you're like, then you could like reverse engineer it.
Gotcha.
Then you know exactly how to make it.
Yeah.
But there's some things I'm like, I don't even want to think about it. I just want to listen to it. I just want
Yeah.
to enjoy it. Like there's this new group that they're not new anymore, but there's a group from the UK called Everything Everything.
Okay.
I can't understand their influences at all. I don't know what their point of references are,
Yeah.
but I just fucking love it.
Okay.
And I don't even want to get into like the science of it. Like, let me figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
I just like it.
Just be a fan and just listen to it.
Yeah, because my mind naturally is always gonna wrap my head around like, what is this? Where are they getting this from? What's the origins of that? What synth is that? What key? What guitar is that? Is that a Hofner? What amp is that? What? How did they approach that chorus? What is that? What is that cadence? Where does that cadence originate from? Like my mind always gets
Is
into
it hard
that.
to turn that off because you're a producer to hear little things and start? Is it hard to turn it off and just be a fan?
No, my mind does that for everything.
Okay.
Like this headphone, like a mic.
Yeah.
Like my mind will always like that plastic that makes those types of phones different than the plastic that makes this headphone. Like that's a different type of plastic
Yeah.
that from like 1950s plastic. You know, so my mind just automatically wants to understand, you know, my environment.
Yeah. Have you always been like that since a kid? Like always curious and looking at things and all that?
Yeah.
Peace out, Hickey, man. That's awesome. So you always been like that. And you didn't go to college, did you?
I want an SMC.
Okay.
SFC. Yeah. For like 2 months.
2 months, that's it?
Yeah, just to take a yeah.
Wow. What he was saying about music kind of reminds me of you because we both grew up on hip hop, and we came from the same punk scene. But you sing in a hardcore metal band, and I sing in a punk band. I would never try to rap because I love and respect it so much, and I grew up on it. I would never try to do that. I just want to be a fan, just like you. Yeah. We work out to hip hop in my garage, but we never try to rhyme. You know what I mean? Like I have too much respect for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I met Eazy E and signed there was because I was always like black people. I say that. I know when I say that sounds weird, but you gotta understand when you're raised around all Mexicans and you're not raised around people that are like you. Black folks would always be like, "Nigga, you different, nigga." Like, you weird, nigga. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They always had that. Yeah. And if you go to all white school, they're like, "Oh my gosh, William, like, you're unique." Like, where are you from? Mm-hmm. Why do you talk like that?
Yeah.
Are you, like, Colombian or, like, are you Dominican? Why do you sound like... I'll be like, what do you mean? How do I sound? I sound like what? Mm-hmm. You sound like Geraldo. You sound like Jose. Like... Because, like, if you go to all-white school and there's some black people and you sound like the Mexicans and you came on the Mexican bus, they're like, "You're unique, William."
Yeah.
So, the first person I met in the music industry was Randy Jackson.
Wow. American
I was, like, 16 years old. He was working at Sony. He wanted to sign me because I was rapping at David Faustino's club called Ballistics.
Okay.
And that's where Eazy E discovered me. But before Eazy E, Randy Jackson, because there was this guy by the name of Rob Bolt, he was like talking about this young kid that was killing it in this rap contest. So I got this meeting with Randy Jackson. I did school. My friend Robert, I was like, "Hey Robert, I have a meeting right here on Sunset Boulevard, fool. And you think you could give me a ride, like pick me up from school because I don't want my mom to think that I'm ditching." So he was like, "Fuck, Willie, like, you want me to drive all the way to Palisades, fool, to pick you up when I could just take you from East LA?" I was like, "But my mom has to see me get on the bus, Robert. So if you could just pick me up in Palisades and then take me to my meeting." It's like, "Do you have gas money?" I was like, "I'll figure it out." Mm-hmm. So how much gas money you need? Like $5? So in 1992, $5 was a lot of money.
It is.
So what I would do is I would go around to all my white friends and ask them for 25 cents. "Hey, let me get a quarter." "Fuck, William, you owe me a quarter for last week." "All right, come on, Sage." So I get like quarters, and so go around all my friends, come up on $5.
Yeah.
So I get my $5 a quarter. Like, "Here, Robert, fucking Willie, dog. Like, so who's this fucker that you want me to fucking go take you to see?" "Well, this fucking guy, fool. Like, he works at Sony Records, and like he heard about me, my freestyling, and I have a meeting with him." "Hey, but just tell him you're my manager." So we go to Sony Records to meet with Randy Jackson. I was about to meet way before American Idol. So I'm there. I'm dressed in like, because I started getting popular because I used to wear like polyester suits to school.
Wow.
Right?
That's fucking awesome.
Because we were poor. Mm-hmm. So at that point in time, my mom let me dress how I wanted to dress.
Yeah.
So my shit was like, "Yo, let me fucking, if I have like $20 for like my back to school clothes, I could fucking get dollar suits. I get fucking 20 suits."
Yeah. It's their story, yeah.
So that was my attire at school, bro. It was like fucking 70s fucking polyester clothes, bro. And all the fucking, all the white girls love me in fucking school, bro. They love me. And all the black kids are like, "Fucking, hey, nigga, you crazy as a motherfucking nigga. Nigga fucking Will.I.Am with the fucking mismatched socks, nigga." And the Mexicans like, "Fucking Willie, dog. Like, you're fucking weird, dog." So now I'm at Randy Jackson.
It's crazy.
We're meeting.
He's an old musician, by the way, bass player and stuff, right?
Yeah, awesome. He's like, "You remind me, I signed Fishbone."
One of the greatest too, man.
Right? He's like, "I found," what was his name again? What was the lead singer's name? Angelo
Moore, yeah.
He's like, "You remind me like a young Angelo. How different you are. And a Sly. You remind me like Sly and Angelo." I remember he told me that. I was like, I didn't know who Fishbone was at the time.
Okay.
I was like, Fishbone. He was like, you should check him out. LA band.
Sick.
And then I Gershwin. There's this other guy that was friends with Angelo named Gershwin or Herndon. And so I finally met Angelo
Okay.
through Gershwin and Herndon, who are also left of center blacks
Yeah.
that were like not hood. Because like if you're from LA, you either were like hood, but I was born in the hood, but a Mexican hood.
Yeah.
So if you're not from a black hood and you're not playing sports or you're not like playing keyboards in church or drums in church, then what the fuck kind of black are you? Mm-hmm. If you're not any of the three, if you're not banging, and then you're the studious one, you're the Carlton. So if you're not the Carlton, if you're not the fucking hood in it, if you're not the athlete, and if you're not the obvious, I play drums or keyboards or bass in church, then which one are you?
Yeah.
And I always fit in that, like, which shade of black are you? And being in an all-Mexican neighborhood, they're like, are you Dominican? Are you Panamanian? Which Latino are you? Because I know your whole cousins and everybody speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
We're just black, fool. But we speak Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very, like, and Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul was the license of it's okay to be different.
Yeah.
It's okay to be unique. It's okay to, like, Peace and Daisy.
Yeah,
you don't have to wear the basketball clothes. You don't have to play.
Yeah.
You don't have to be what America's telling black youth to be.
Yeah. The native tongues, all that was so good, man. Younger Brothers, all that.
Yeah.
Moni Love,
Yeah.
the whole crew was just like so ahead of its time with like all the daisies, all the positivity and hip hop. It was like feels like PMA hip hop was totally positive and stuff.
Hey, you seen the Beastie Boys documentary?
Incredible.
Fucking loved it.
Dude, it's fucking incredible, man.
That's the only thing that reminded me of me, App, and Taboo's friendship. I'm like, yo, this time I thought we were the only real friend group that ever existed.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys seems to be like friends since they were 13 and 14 like us.
Yeah. And they were so ahead of the game, too, with everything, man. Beastie Boys, man. Paul's Boutique, like, incredible album, man.
And then when they did the extra large store in Vermont.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets in your life, in music, or? It's a hard one, man.
No.
People. No regrets.
No regrets.
I love that.
Like, dumb decisions, but I learned from them, so nope, I'm so happy I made that dumb decision.
Yeah.
So there was this time where we were working with this girl named Estero, and it was the hit on Bridging the Gap. It was Weekends. Jumpin' music, slick DJs. That's when I was really trying to get my score on.
Mm-hmm.
And Estero was singing it. And Macy Gray was a part of our, like, Play in LA crew.
That's sick.
And Jimmy wanted me to sign Macy Gray. He's like, you should sign it to your label. That's Jimmy's trick to everything. In 1998, before Macy had a record deal.
Yeah.
So Macy's like, I don't know if I want to sign with Jimmy. I was like, no, Macy, you're going to be signing to me. I know, Will, but we family. Why would I sign with you?
Sounds like it, too. Yeah.
I was like, for freedom? Let me think about it. Then she's like, hey, you know Polly Anthony? I'm like, yeah, I know Polly. I know, she was talking highly of you, so I think I'm going to sign with Polly. So she signs with Polly.
Yeah.
I didn't have my networking, like, executive chops to convert and get Macy to the label at the time. And so then we did the song Weekends. And then Jimmy's like, well, we need to talk. Estero, who was going to sign to Interscope, is now signed to Warner's. And that's a problem. Why is it a problem? Because we're going to spend so much money on Weekends to make it a hit. And why are we going to have another artist be developed on our dime? Like, first, like, lesson in politics.
Yeah,
musical
totally.
politics. So why don't you put Macy Gray on Weekends and record a new song with a stereo, seeing that Weekends is the hit? Oh, no, Jimmy, I can't just take a song. Why do you care about emotions like that? You should be trying to make what's best for the song, and what's best for the song is having a star on the hit. Mm-hmm. Let me think about it. Think about it good. So I went and thought about it. I'm like, hey, Macy, Jimmy wants me to take a stereo off of Weekends and put you on it. Let's do it. That sounds like, I love that song. I know, but don't you think it's fucked up for a stereo? Yeah, I like a stereo, so I don't know. What you want to do? I'm like, why don't you record it and record it horrible? So that way Jimmy says, this sucks.
Wow.
And then we make a new song. So she was like, if that's what you want to do. I was like, and then we could make a new song from scratch and we get all the publishing because that one has a sample in it. You know what? You're right. Okay. So she goes in the studio. She's like,
plan.
Jumping music, slip DJs, smoke machine, laser rays, pew pew. And so then Jimmy hears it. He was like, "This is a hit. I love it." I'm like, "No, Jimmy, this ain't no fucking hit. This sounds horrible. What are you talking about, Will? It got Macy Gray on it, and it's singing this. It's great, right?" I'm like, "No, Jimmy, this ain't good." Well, why don't you? Okay, I was like, Jimmy, why don't we just give me another shot? I'll make another song from scratch. She's gonna get in the studio with you. Well, she's on fire right now. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I know. Well, make sure you make a better song than Weekends then. So I go in the studio, and we write, this is a request, Mr. Radio Man. Just one desire from a hip-hop fan. Hey, DJ. So we write that song.
I remember that song.
So he was like, well, this is a hit. So we get on TRL.
Oh, shit. Not the first time, though.
No, that was the first time.
Wow.
We were interviewed on TRL.
Okay, yeah.
For Joints and Jams, but we weren't on TRL.
Okay.
And so Steve Berman calls me and he's like, hey, well, Jimmy really thinks it's important that I talk to you about what's going on. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, he thinks it's important that you know this information about how the business works. Whatever you've done, you made a really good impression of yourself with Jimmy, and he wants you to learn and know these things. I'm like, okay, what up?
Yeah.
He was like, there's IRP and IVP. And your IRP research is coming back really bad, but your IVP is through the roof. I'm like, what the fuck are these acronyms? Mm-hmm. He was like, independent radio promotion versus independent video promotions. And City High song is doing really well at radio.
City High, I remember them.
We want to take your IRP money and give it to City High, and take City High's video money and give it to Black Eyed Peas, because their song is researching well at radio. And so Jimmy wants you to know that this is what he wants you to know, the inner workings of the music industry and where dollars are allocated and the return on those dollars.
Interesting.
I'm like, all right, it sounds cool. Do you think it's going to work, Berman? He's like, I think it's going to work. We've seen this work a lot with Eminem. His video researched well. His song at radio didn't. So we over promoted the video, and that actually then triggered a return on and performance at radio.
Gotcha.
And we think that could happen to Black Eyed Peas. So I'm like, great, let's do IRP, IVP, let's do this shit. So it didn't work.
Didn't work.
The album had been out for 3 months.
Shit.
We did the hip hop Empire, BP Empire with DJ Premier, where we did that when we did that video, like it was called
Dogs annoying. Sorry.
It was
I just want to say that we'll talk about your mask, but I'm glad you weren't, because my dog farted. I can smell it. He can't. It's disgusting. Okay, but DJ Premier, the best gangster.
So we did it. We did this like hip hop infomercial.
Oh shit. Okay.
We were really inspired by Beastie Boys at that time, and we wanted to do like an infomercial. So we did that, and then
cool.
we did the request line, and the IRP, IVP, and it didn't work. And so 4 months in, Napster, and they blamed it on Napster. He was like, well, there's just Napster is really kicking groups like yours' ass.
Mm-hmm.
So Jimmy wants you guys to go work on another record. I'm like, this record's only been out for 5 months.
Damn.
So that was 2000. So from 2000 to 2002, we were really afraid that we were going to get dropped. But do I have any regrets? I think maybe if Macy sung Weekends as it was, maybe that would have worked. Because that song, and we never would have gotten to the Elephant, though. We never would have written Where's the Love.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I say no, I don't have regrets, because I'm glad that happened. I'm glad we had to struggle. I'm glad we were put through the fire and worry, and then had to figure it out and like work out of like, you know, survival.
Yeah.
I'm glad we had to be put through that to figure it out. Because had we had success then, we wouldn't have been able to sustain it. You know, fucking 2020, bro.
Yeah.
And maybe we would have had so much success then, and we would have peaked then.
Yeah.
And then we wouldn't have been Black Eyed Peas 2007. We never would have gotten to the point, because something happens once you've smelled success and it gets stripped from you, and you freaking are trying to survive.
Yeah.
And then you finally get it, then you appreciate it differently. And then now you have the knowledge of how to, like, you know, withstand any type of turbulence. And now bumpy plane is like, oh, you fucking freaking out because the plane's bumpy. Like yesterday was a fucking earthquake, bro.
Yeah, this morning was crazy, man.
It was an earthquake this
Jumped
morning.
out of bed, man.
I was like, whatever. I'm like, shake me more. I'm fucking tired. I just, right? It's like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have, it gave me just like this thicker skin.
To go through all
and
that.
And a more analytical, you know, brain process of looking at things and analyzing them, and like, you know, this computer mind.
Yeah.
So no, I don't have regrets. I like the lessons that I've learned.
Yeah. It all makes sense with everything about your life. All the steps you're taking.
But I have a couple of physical regrets. Like, I've been vegan for like 2 years and shit.
Go ahead.
Turns out like you could be vegan and shit and like still eat bad.
It's true.
So I went like a 2-month cough.
Just lingers. Yeah.
So I went to the doctor and they're like, oh wow, you got high blood pressure. Ooh, your cholesterol is high. Ooh, let me give you this pill. I'm like, that's the same fucking pill my uncle take. I'm not trying to fucking take a fucking pill at 40. Fuck that. I was like, yo, how about if I like change my regimen? They're like, and then the doctor's like, yeah, like, you gotta be careful with these nutritionalists. I'm like, what? Yeah, these nutritionalists, like, is it nutritionalist or nutritionist?
Nutritionist.
Yeah, sorry.
Who cares? Go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah, these nutritionalists. He's like, you got to be careful with these nutritionists.
Yeah.
You know, they don't really have a solid practice. I was like, yeah, but you're about to give me some chemicals and stuff. And I'd rather just, like, eat plants. Yeah, these nutritionists, anyway, so then I was like, look, what if I, like, change my regimen, and if I come back in 2 months and I get my cholesterol and my high blood pressure in order, then we'll discuss me taking these uncle pills.
Yep.
He was like, all right, you betcha. So I'm like, fuck, okay, let me do my plant. Let me do my cleanse again, because there was always that, like, after a tour or before a tour, we always had like this cleanse.
Totally.
So I was like, let me do my cleanse and then really hop on like my 10-day juice cleanse, and then hop on like a different, you know, vegan diet.
Yeah.
So I did that, and like just dropped like 15 pounds.
Damn.
In a month. And then before my 2-month like comeback, I came back a month later. My skin was fucking super glowing.
Yeah, your skin looks good, man.
And then my breath didn't smell like whatever gut.
It's true too.
And I would wake up without having like, you know, like, ugh, like, you know, that freaking like, it's like food hangover. It's like your body just feels like.
Yeah, dude.
I wouldn't feel like that when I woke up anymore. And then I went to the doctor, They took my vitals, took my blood pressure, and was like, "Wow, what have you been doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean? I told you." He's like, "Wow, this is pretty impressive. Your blood pressure is pretty normal, and your cholesterol is actually really healthy." I was like, "I told you, bro." It's like, I just went plant-based, and I cleaned out my digestive tract, and I knew that's what was wrong with me. But so from that point on, I was like, "Fuck this! Am I eating meat? Am I eating cheese? Am I drinking milk? No dairy." But what fucks you up, bro, is Fruity Pebbles and almond milk.
Oh yeah, all the foods that are still vegan by default.
Yeah.
Captain Crunch is vegan.
Yo.
Fruity Pebbles.
Yo.
Twizzlers, Red Vines, all that shit.
Yo,
Dude.
man, the beginning of COVID, I was like, Fruity Pebble in it. Like, dinner Fruity Pebbles. Like, what do you want to eat? You want to get some freaking, you want to go to Postmates? Like, nah, I'm just going to get another bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
Dude. It's so true. All the comfort food and all the stuff like Oreos are vegan by default. There's so much shit. The peanut butter Nutter Butters. There's Nutter Butters that Doyle always posts. All that shit. There's so much vegan junk food, bro. It's true, man. You've been to Doomies? You've been to Doomies, probably?
Yo, bro.
Doomies will put you in a coma, man.
Yo.
Shout out to Doomies, but they put you like in a Thanksgiving coma. Where
No,
like,
Doomies was my April, May, June.
oh, shit.
I'll get my 2 tacos. Look, I bet you right now, if I go on my freaking Postmates right here, bro, look. I'm going to go on my Postmates.
Oh, that Coca-Bella next door to it. Ice cream.
I go to my Postmates, and I just type in, like, I'm going to go here, dismiss. I type in D-O. O. Doomies right there. Yeah. Home cooking. I tell you, it's going to tell you the things that I just last ordered. My shake, my buffalo legs, my shrimp po' boy. Like, and if I then go to like the Tex-Mex, if I type in like
it's comfort food, though.
TEX Mex. Yeah, bro, that's all I did
it's
for
comfort food, though.
Yo, man, I got the freaking like chimichanga doomies.
Your body will change. Like I started cooking so much at home.
Oh yeah, he's cooking now. Derek is, yeah.
So what I realized when I tried to order that stuff that I was ordering online and stuff before, it's so salty.
Yeah.
It's like I had a horrible reaction where I couldn't eat the shit that I love.
Yeah.
Because I started to realize, like, damn.
Yeah.
They really add a lot of salt.
Yeah.
I can make it at home the way that's.
I think the first half of lockdown too, I was just like, fucking, I'm not working out. I don't know what the future's gonna be like. And I was just eating all kinds of shit, not even caring. Just the first couple months, whether you feel like it's affecting you or not, whether you're healthy, you have a family, you don't have the COVID, your family's good, you're not stressing about work or money at that moment, it still beats on you, everything happening around the planet. And it just would dig at you a little bit, you know? Trying to stay positive during it, you know?
The COVID diet, even though I was like plant-based.
It's hard, man.
Especially when it's good.
Mm-hmm.
So my friends were like, yo, like, you gonna eat another bowl of cereal like that? I'm like, yo, if this is the price for happiness, I'm gonna pay it. And I really started like, I would look in the mirror and I was like, who let you here? And then, who let you in here? How did you get back here? I thought I locked you out forever with this vegan diet. And then the person in the mirror would be like, you did. Your weakness let me back in here. Like, I started like, look at the man tits. You happy with those man tits? You know you always like titties. Yeah, but not titties on me. You like titties on you, but not titties on me. I like titties on me, but not titties on me.
Are you feeling better with the juice though now?
Yo,
It's hard, man.
So much. No, like once I got to day 2, it's just the night. If I could figure out what my night is,
Yeah.
like what's my night snack, then I figured out what my night snack was,
Mm-hmm.
and that is like, if I wanted my first night snack on my first day of juice, as long as I could keep myself busy, and it's like, oh shit, time, I'm kind of late, but if I have a busy schedule and I have a juice every 2 hours, I could get through the day. But the first night is like, oh, what am I gonna eat before I go to sleep?
Yeah.
Because the first 2 months of COVID, that eating before I went to sleep was like the news, and then I just eat to just have some sense of normality.
Yes.
So what I do is I just get an avocado,
Healthy fats.
and I ponzu and jalapeno.
Oh wow.
No, I mean jalapeno and cilantro ponzu. Mix it up, and it tastes exactly like what I remember from Nobu.
Okay. Wow. Okay. On avocado.
Without the fish.
Okay.
Without the shrimp.
Interesting.
Right. So that was my first 2 days, and so then on the day 3, I didn't need a snack to go to sleep. I'll just have like a shot of turmeric.
That's good for you too. Yeah.
And that became my like, now every night before I go to sleep, I'm like, ooh, I can't wait for my shot of turmeric.
You look forward to it, right?
Yeah. And then it's like, ooh, in the morning, I can't wait for my vitamin gummy.
Something to chew. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
ooh, can't wait for my fucking vitamin gummy. And if I could get to Thursday, which is today, I'm like, oh shit, I made this freaking pineapple, grapefruit, apple, carrot, pear, ginger thing last cold press. I made this last.
Are you making those or are you getting them?
No, I get them.
Okay.
And then
Awesome.
Wow. Friday, it's cool. Friday, I'll have a cool Friday. And if there's like a business dinner, like this happened today, they're like, hey, let's go to dinner tonight and at Crossroads. Let's go to dinner tonight at Republique. I'm like, fuck, I'm juicing today. Mm-hmm. What am I gonna do? Oh, okay, I could get a soup.
Yeah.
I
Totally.
could get a soup. But shit, do they have salt in the soup? Mm-hmm. So
Become
I'm like,
antisocial almost. Like you just want to be around people because.
So then that's like, okay, what if I just take my juice and then tell them to put it in a fucking bowl and give me a spoon? So that way I could like socialize whoever I'm working with. Mm-hmm. I still have some shit to fucking like soup on, and I'm cool, right?
How long are you gonna go for? How long are you gonna do it for?
This week.
Okay.
Till Monday, so that'll be 2 weeks of no chewing, and then my Saturdays and Sundays, like, oh shit, I get to get my fucking breakfast burrito from Crossroads. Oh shit,
that shit's banging, dude.
Ew, and then on Sunday I'm gonna get my freaking pancake. Oh shit. And now that's my look forward to. And so
your cheat days almost. It's the weekend. Just eat what you want, and then.
Yeah, though my it's like, okay, you're gonna have cravings.
Yeah.
But if you could like plan your craving for Sunday on Monday, or instead of like, I'm craving like whatever it is and I want it right now.
Yeah.
Then I have to now retrain what COVID broke up. Because I was pretty good up until COVID.
You working out and biking and all that stuff.
No, I was traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Traveling, the plane knows my food. They know I'm vegan. They know if I was traveling a lot.
That's right, the voice. You're going back and forth, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Australia and UK, correct?
No, that was just for 1 year. Now I just do the UK, so I'm there 10 days. Every 10 days, I'm back and forth.
Wow, man. That's a heavy grind, man. Yeah, flying.
Yeah, it's been that way for like the longest I've been home. I haven't been home this long since 2002.
Wow. Yeah, and I was stuck here pretty much stuck here.
Yeah.
And there's good food over there, too, in England. They get a lot of vegan food over there in England.
Now they do.
Yeah.
It was pretty horrible.
Back then?
The best vegan food for traveling that I've experienced is Mexico. Mexico. And if you think about it now that you like, oh, that's right. They got corn. They do really good with tomatoes and avocados.
Beans, rice.
They do really good with like beans and rice. Like they and their ingredients and their fucking like their flavors, fucking the jam, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, shit, we covered a lot. My final question is, I already know the answer to it. You consider yourself like an optimist or a pessimist, but I already know the answer to that. You're a pretty positive human.
No, I'm fucking pessimistic, bro.
Are you?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm super
Like you faked it.
No,
I can tell you have the PMA. Like everything you've been through and focused on doing, you made it happen.
Yeah.
Believing in yourself, you know?
Yeah, super optimistic. I had a meeting today with the World Economic Forum about like the future of childhood. Like we have random like what's the future of childhood when AI is in a child's life?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, seeing that there's no governance on the internet in 2020,
Yeah.
and there's no accountability where Facebook's business practices have influenced Brexit and America and can't even regulate fake news, then AI in a kid's life with no regulations. What I say, I said this, I typed this to one of the board members today, and it was, it said, where's her name? Education versus persuasion. Mentoring versus monitoring. Tutor versus herding. When you have AI in a kid's life, those are the thin lines and the blurred, line between the two. Never did we think that education and persuasion can be mistaken for.
Mm-hmm.
But with AI in a kid's life, from 3, you can mistake them. Mentoring and monitoring. Like when we grew up, and there wasn't an eye watching us growing up.
Mm-mm.
And if there was an eye, we didn't know. We didn't see the eye.
Exactly.
And tutoring versus herding. Like when there's no governance or regulation on AI in a kid's life, like my teacher, Mr. Wright and Miss Montez, they were in my life for a short window, like a semester.
Yeah.
And that's it. If you have a AI toy that a kid's been playing with ever since they were 4, and the company that owns that owns a whole bunch of other things, and that data travels to those other things, and now you're fucking 30,
Yeah.
and it understands and knows you from since you were born.
Mm-hmm.
That's some fucking crazy shit, bro.
Yeah. There was an episode on that show, Black something. What's it called?
Black Mirror.
There's an episode just like that follows them since they were a kid. It was a tracking thing or something throughout their whole life. There was an episode like that. It was crazy.
The problem, the thing about that is like it doesn't. We've never been here before. Humanity has never been at this crossroads. We've never been to a place where like we're barely getting over racism. And I thought that shit was over, bro.
Dude.
I thought the last time I
scary.
saw racism was when I got a piss bottle thrown at me at the Warped Tour. I thought from that point on, it's like, yep, conquered it. We're cool, right? This shit's over, right? I thought that shit was done.
It's crazy, man.
Like, where did this shit come from, bro? Like, what? They just brought this shit back? Like, remix. They remixed racism, bro.
It's scary seeing it just it's crazy, man.
It's like somebody sampled it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're sampling an old classic called Racism.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. We're barely getting over racism.
Yep.
And here's this thing called data bias. Data bias is when the algorithm can't distinguish Serena Williams as a woman. It thinks Facebook's algorithm sees Serena Williams as a man. Because the people that are training the algorithms, they don't know what they're doing. They're just not black people or black women with strong features, making sure the algorithm knows the difference between a black man and a black strong woman with strong features.
Gotcha.
And so what happens is data bias. So what does that mean in real life when it's implemented in real life? When you have when the machine has been programmed by scraping the internet,
Yeah.
and there's nothing but junk and hatred on the internet,
So much.
then Black Lives Matter, yeah, we're saying it to each other and to corporations, but at the same time, we're saying it to the machine. Because it's not like black people are creating the algorithms. So when you have people writing the algorithms, then thank God Black Lives Matter is on the internet that the machine is going to be learning from to know that Black Lives Matter because Black lives did not make the machine.
Gotcha.
So these were conversations that we talked about
Very interesting.
today. What you say on the machine, how what you say on the machine will then echo and either hurt society or help society. These are all just new shits.
Yeah, but it's very powerful. It controls all of us in a sense, you know?
So yeah, so that's the only time where I'm like, it's hard to be optimistic.
Okay. Yeah.
Just bring full circle why I started talking about that.
And what I have a list of all the people you worked with: Michael Jackson, Justin Bieber, Britney Spears. But the one of my favorite songs you produced was "Don't Trip" with Ice Cube and Dr. Dre on the Games record. I love that song, man. It's an incredible song, man.
I wrote that song for me first.
You did?
In 2004.
Oh shit!
And the lyric was "Don't trip, nigga." The flow I had the crazy flow. I worked with Ice Cube myself.
Oh shit!
And
Doon, 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 doon. It's like that Cypress Hill bass.
yeah,
Doon,
don't trip,
doon. It's I
nigga.
gotta play for it. It's incredible.
Nigga, don't show this, nigga. Ass up, nigga, show this cool shit, nigga, just show chat, nigga. I was like trying to find like these cool flows and pockets to ride. So I did that, sent it to Ice Cube. He was like, yo, I like that flow. So then Ice Cube did his verse with like, don't trip, homie. I screw up around Crips, homie. Where the fuck you motherfuckers find this? Phony. Acting hard, he's a 10 duh. Rony.
So good.
So then I'm
man.
like, oh, what? Wait. Is Ice Cube talking about me? Maybe I shouldn't put this song out because I was acting really hard on the record, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And then Dre.
No, this is before.
Okay.
This is just when it was just me and Ice Cube.
Got you.
And then that was 2004. And it's on the backs of Where's the Love.
Oh shit. Okay.
And so then I made Don't Trip. And then Ice Cube hopped on it. Then my verse, like I said, was like, don't trip, nigga. And I forgot my verse because I just can't get Games out. But Game followed my flow.
Got you.
Don't trip, nigga. No. Don't trip, nigga. Hand on a pistol, finger on a trigger. That's how my flow started.
Gotcha.
So then when Ice Cube was like, don't trip, homie. I'll screw up around Crips, homie. Where the fuck you niggas find this? Phony. Acting hard, he's a 10 duh. Rony. Right? So I'm like, oh, maybe I should have put this out.
So good.
Because I did the beat, and I always wanted to work with my heroes. So,
Yeah.
And Ice Cube knew that I was signed with Eazy, so he was open-minded to do a song with me. So fast forward from 2004 to 2015, I pulled up to a game session. He was like, nigga, I know you got a whole bunch of shit in your hard drive, nigga. I'm like, yeah. I could play you some songs I got with Snoop and some songs I got with like Too Short and songs I got with like, you know, Q-Tip or Ice Cube. I'm gonna just show you. Let me pull up all my stuff that I've never released. He's like, yeah, play me that shit. I got Nas shit in my hard drive.
Damn.
I got like all this shit in my hard drive. Which makes me realize that I have to repopulate my hard drive with newer artists. So
Did you drop that Nas song ever? You two together?
that ended up on his album too.
Sick. Okay, go ahead.
So then I played him. I was like, yo, I got this song with Ice Cube. Check this out. So I played it. He was like, nigga, what the fuck is that? I was like, exactly, right? He was like, you mean you had this in your hard drive when you did Compton for me? I was like, yeah. He was like, I mean to play me this shit back then. I was like, you know, I don't know. But yeah.
That's a great song too, Compton.
He was like, nigga, let me have this. I'm going to try to get fucking Dre on this shit. I'm like, wait, you can get Dre on it? So then Dre kicks it off. He was like, hey, Will, not many people know you could take it to the streets.
Yes, I love that.
Because Dre knows that I was with Eazy and he knows the projects that I'm from.
Yep.
So I thought that came full circle. But originally it was me and Ice Cube.
Yeah, but it's still.
But the fact that they all kept my flow,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like,
And then who's on the LA one? You're on the LA one with somebody else.
it was me and Snoop.
You and Snoop. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah, LA.
that's a great one too.
Uh-huh.
Was there anybody? Was all the people work? Was it crazy work with Michael Jackson?
No, Michael Jackson is
Like a dream, I mean, to work with him more.
yeah, he is like I can't explain his Michael Jackson's Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he didn't seem human. He seemed like just a spirit. It didn't seem like.
No, he just his knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the things he told me were like I never will repeat, but
Yeah, of course.
his knowledge is just like beyond. Like, here's the guy that bought the Beatles catalog
Yeah. Yeah.
and owned half of Sony ATV's publishing.
Crazy, man. Yeah.
And like, and he's telling me, they say that I'm bankrupt. How can I be bankrupt? I own half of Sony ATV's catalog. You can't even spend that kind of money, Will. I don't even spend that much money to be bankrupt when I own half of the catalog. It's a smear. It's a smear thing, Will. Isn't it funny that all these allegations came up around when they realized that publishing is the core of the business? I go, oh shit. And I don't want to sell it. I'll never sell it. And they try to shake me. They try to shake me to make me sell my catalog.
Wow.
Right around Napster, 2000s.
That's crazy, man. Dude, you have really great impressions, man. It's crazy. Yeah. It's because of the mask that Jimmy Iovine sounds like Bane, but it still sounds like him. And then last thing, your mask. You're wearing this incredible mask. It has like a freaking fan in it. It's the future of masks. You can put your earphones connected to your earphones, and that's something you created that's coming out soon.
Yeah, it's you know, if you think about like, at some point in time, somebody said, "Let's wear shoes," right? And now every motherfucker walking around with shoes on. Like, imagine I came to your motherfucking house barefoot, bro. You'd be like, "Hey, Will, like, what? You just where your shoes at?" Like, what do you mean shoes, bro? I don't wear fucking shoes. You'd be like, since how long you not been wearing shoes? Ever since Michael Fonte, bro. You remember, like, what's that dude? What's that guy? Michael Fonte. Remember that, the artist? Michael Fonte.
You stopped wearing shoes?
Michael Fonte don't wear shoes, bro. He Jesus style the whole way through.
Wow. You never heard of him before?
Michael Fonte, yeah. He's like this, like, is it Michael Fonte?
That's pretty amazing, though.
Yes, bro. Michael Franti. Michael Franti, American rapper. This guy.
Oh, he doesn't wear shoes?
Oh, okay.
Work hard and be nice. Nice.
From Spearhead.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Nah, yeah, he don't wear shoes, bro.
Okay.
So imagine, like, I didn't wear shoes, too.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I have thick-ass calluses and shit, toenails all fucking looking weird and shit.
Coming in
You'll
my
be
house.
like, yo, you don't wear shoes? Nah, bro, I don't even wear underwear. You'll be like, yo, you don't wear underwear? Like, I'm going against the grain, bro. Like, I want freedom. I'm not wearing underwear. That's just a machine telling you to wear pants and underwear. And socks and shoes. Jesus Christ didn't wear underwear or socks or shoes. Like, imagine, like, that was the argument.
Yeah.
But the fact is, at some point in time, we all decided that it's best that we wear shoes and socks and pants and underwear.
Correct.
And we all have a hard time putting on a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the reason why that is because no one has made masks for people.
Yeah.
They're either making masks for construction workers, for doctors, for surgeons, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they never made a mask for daily use. Like shoes for daily use.
Totally.
And so I was like, let me get with my team and try to figure out like what a daily mask, what's the material, how can you have it on your face all the time?
You sound good talking through it, too. It just sounds like you. It doesn't sound distorted or nothing, really. At all.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But the fan, like if ever I'm getting hot, I just put the fan on. Ooh, wow, look, I'm cooler now. And you took my temperature,
Yeah, you were chilling.
and I was like, yo, no, I'm 97.3.
That's true.
And then it was like 97.3, right?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
How'd I
man.
know it? Oh, because my mask was telling me my temperature. I had to look at my phone, and my phone told me that I'm 97.3.
So that's the future of the mask right there. You wear it looks comfortable. You're not sweaty. It's not. You can breathe. You can.
Yeah.
What you jogging it and shit probably obviously.
Biking it, jogging.
Yeah, because I tried jogging in the mask. It's super hard, and you have to admit Runyon Canyon. That's super hard too, but you have to do it.
That's because there's no air circulation,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like constantly breathing your own air.
Mm-hmm.
So this air circulation allows you to like circulate your air out, so it comes up from the bottom of vent.
Wow.
And then over here, these vents are pulling in air.
Okay.
So that as a fan circulates, it's bringing air in, circulating here, out here. So you have this constant this.
Okay.
So
have you been wearing that style mask this whole time, or that came later? Did you rock a regular mask in the beginning, or you always had that mask?
No, I rocked a regular mask in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then I realized like face size, like I'm 9.5. What the fuck is a face size, bro?
It's true. It's really true.
Like,
They fuck your ears up.
yo, what size shit? Motherfuckers, you have pretty ears now. It's like Nick, motherfuckers' ears is like this now, like looking like orcs. Like, yo, at what point?
What size face you got?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shit sounds so funny, man.
new things that are coming, like popped up, like
What
face
size mask is
sizes.
that? Are you a medium in mask? You wear camouflage? Like when you ask somebody what shirt size they wear, like what size your head? No, but think about that. Holy
Think about
shit.
it, bro. And if you think about headphones, like we wear these headphones all the time for hours at a time. Like this thing is sweat repellent. You don't get like weirded out. Like
Nah, it's true.
at some point in time on the airplane, you're like, oh shit, it's hurting my ears.
It does, yeah.
So that's why like the cavity in the mask, you have to think about like it pressing up against your face and your nose and your mouth when you pucker. So just the research and development that went into making the mask, it's been a cool ride.
Yeah.
And then like I'm like, wow, check this out, bro. Like I'm from the projects. And who would have fucking thought that, you know, you could assemble a team and imagine new types of products.
It's awesome.
And new types of experience and like brainstorming. But music did that. Like being that freaking, you know, what's Homeboy's name from Star Wars? Not Luke. Han Solo, bro. Having that Han Solo fucking mentality of like getting in the Falcon and traveling and fucking understanding what Chewie? Okay. Like this motherfucker knew Chewbacca, bro. He knew Chewbaccan language. He knew Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Like you understand. He understood. So I'm like Han Solo him in this bitch, bro. Oh, is it Wookiee? He knew Wookish, bro.
Wookish. Can you clean that mask? There's like a way to take it out.
Yeah,
Wash
yeah.
it.
So there's like the spray.
That's the key to washing them and shit.
Yeah, this is the spray and the filters. Like you unscrew the filter.
Okay, yeah.
And then you
It actually works. It looks good on too. It works for you and it just works for you. Yeah.
yeah. It's like we just wanted to make like the Jordan 2 of masks, bro.
Are there different colorways?
Yeah, we got black and orange. As a matter of fact, I'm late to my mask meeting.
Oh, shit, okay. All right, so dude, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thanks
thank
for
you.
everything you've given to this world with your music and your positivity, and you're a very inspiring human. And honored to know you and appreciate your time today being on the podcast. It means a lot, man.
Oh, thank you.
And Derek, thank you, Derek Separator. Thank you for being here. That's right. Love you. Derek sings in a band called Separator, a wonderful band. And he also has a show coming out called Highway to Health, where he travels around being a vegan, trying different food in different countries with different people.
Yeah, and you got to be on it.
Derek
Oh, yeah,
Green,
bro.
Highway to Health. It's super cool.
Highway to hell.
Yeah. Isn't that
I
sick?
love that. I love that.
Thank you, bro. Hey, guys. Thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please do that. And whatever platform you are listening to this on, I'm glad you found me. You can rate me and review me on there also. So thank you guys sincerely for the support. I cannot wait for you guys to hear the next one.